Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and today we are going to do an outrageous comparison of Redmi Note 7 Pro, this sub $200 smartphone, with Sony a7 III, a full frame camera that cost almost 10 times $2,000. Now you might be wondering why I'm doing this outrageous comparison between these two devices, and I tell you what, in the last 2 weeks I've seen a lot of comparisons comparing Redmi Note 7 Pro with iPhone XS and other devices that cost more than $1,000. And to me, that's quite outrageous as well, because Redmi Note 7 Pro has a larger sensor than any of the devices it's being compared to. So I was like, let's flip the tables around, compare it with a full frame camera having even larger sensor, and let's see if the 48 megapixel promise holds up against 24 megapixels of the Sony full frame camera. Welcome back to the channel, guys. We just took some shots from Redmi Note 7 Pro and Sony a7 III. Let's find out which of these devices does a better job while taking pictures in broad daylight. But before I do that, let's make it a bit interesting. Let's do a blind comparison, and you guys comment down below which picture was shot from which device. What I want to see is, can you guys discern the differences between these pictures on your screens? And is the full frame the better choice here? Let's start, shall we? To kick off that comparison, let's start with these two images that are plenty indicative about the dynamic range and the details both of these devices have captured. What do you think? Which one was shot from Redmi Note 7 Pro and which was shot from Sony a7 III? Let me know in the comments down below. Looking these images side by side, I can see that in the shadows of these trees you can see more details as compared to this device. Zooming in further to the images, we see that the dynamic range is really high on the device. On the right side, you can see clearly patterns inside this window. It has more details and the dynamic range is far greater and superior to the device on the left. The second set of pictures are interesting on another level. You cannot just choose which one was shot on a smartphone. On first look, we see both of these images are comparable in details, though I'll give a slight edge to the left for its bokeh. That, according to me, has a slightly more creamy bokeh. Remember, we are zoomed in 200 to 300% in both of these images, and I don't think the difference in the bokeh quality can be seen by you guys on your screens. Zooming in for more details, I think I'll have to give it to the image on the left. The center of the flower is the sharpest on the image on the left, although right is not too far down. Zooming in 300% to the center of the image, we finally find that image on the left is more sharper than the image shot on the right. 5 years back, I could not have imagined such a huge improvement in smartphone photography, but here we are, a $200 smartphone giving a full frame camera a run for its money. I seriously cannot tell which one was shot on a full frame camera. Can you? Comment down below. Moving on to the third set of images that we have. Every year we're taking more and more pictures of our pets than the year before, and that is the best use case scenario for both of these devices, because a lot of us have pets that we want to photograph every day. Looking up these images of my pet dog Sweetie, I cannot for the life of me tell the difference between these two images at first glance. Both of these images look super cool and detailed, having a good dynamic range. Look at the level of details captured by both of these devices. The whiskers of my dog are just phenomenally detailed. That's amazing according to me. If you look closely to this region, you can see that the image shot on the left is more detailed as compared to the right, but not by much. Image on the left has better dynamic range, and with this our blind test comes to a conclusion. So till now you guys have seen 3 sets of images. Are you sure you know which one was shot from Redmi Note 7 Pro? Well, here are the results. Images shot on the Redmi Note 7 Pro are on the right, they are labeled as B, and images shot on Sony a7 III are on the left, labeled as A. What's interesting in these 3 situations was that one time Redmi Note 7 Pro beat a full frame camera, and other 2 times it was so close in comparison that the difference was minimal or negligible. What it tells us is that the 48 megapixel sensor on the Redmi Note 7 Pro is seriously very good for detailed photography when there's ample light available. Now, since you guys already know which images are shot from Redmi Note 7 Pro, here are some more samples comparing the Redmi Note 7 Pro with Sony a7 III. Let's look at these beautiful samples shot in broad daylight. What do you see? Well, to state the obvious, both of these shots are extremely well detailed. What's interesting in these particular set of images is that towards the right edge of the pictures, Sony a7 III has lost a lot of details in the shadows, whereas Redmi Note 7 Pro without any HDR mode has retained a lot more details in these tree leaves. What's interesting is that if we move towards the center of the image, in this area, we see that Sony a7 III has preserved more details in the shadows of the tree leaves as compared to Redmi Note 7 Pro. That is totally inverse of what we just had seen towards the right edge of the pictures. Let's zoom in 300% into the center of the images and then see which one comes out to be more detailed. Now clearly looking at this region, you see Redmi Note 7 Pro has a lot more details because it is using a 48 megapixel sensor that outputs more detail as compared to 24 megapixel full frame camera sensor used by Sony a7 III. Now we have another cityscape shot to test out the details and dynamic range of both these devices. Let's zoom in to find out if Redmi Note 7 Pro leads in the details department or not. Just as we suspected, on zooming in 300% into the images, the Redmi Note 7 Pro has captured a lot more details as compared to Sony a7 III. That is not to say that Sony a7 III is a bad camera. Believe me, it's not. It's one of the best full frame cameras that you can buy right now for $2,000. But the detail department, I think that belongs to Xiaomi here. For example, look at the air conditioner in this shot, specifically this one. The image shot on Redmi Note 7 Pro displays more detail even in this tiny part of the image. Remember, this might be like 400 times zoom in as compared to the wide shot. I can really go on and on about how Redmi Note 7 Pro captures more detailed images as compared to full frame camera, but I think you guys get the idea now. When Redmi Note 7 Pro was launched by Xiaomi made a huge fuss about the 48 megapixel camera sensor used on this budget smartphone. I myself am completely blown away by the smartphone revolution that we are living right now. Cameras in smartphones are day by day increasing in qualities, resolution and dynamic range. Now I'm not going to throw away my full frame camera just because I own a Redmi Note 7 Pro. That was never the intention of this video. We are not here comparing which device comes on top overall, because that will be hands down Sony a7 III any time of the day. But I would not have imagined that one day a budget smartphone in broad daylight will have more detailed shot as compared to a full frame camera that cost almost $2,000. The camera itself is worth having the device. Forget about everything else that you get from the smartphone. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you dislike the video, you already know what to do. Leave a comment down below. What do you think of the camera smartphone comparison? And for more content like this, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video now.